So if you're anything like me and you weren't very excited at all about the film Wonka coming out, then this video is for you. By the way, I would have gotten this out sooner because I actually did see this movie Thursday, but my wife and I, we watched our nephews this past weekend, who affectionately call themselves the nephews with no name now. And then after that, I got sick. And actually, I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but I am sick right now. So bear with me. I may be on camera a little less than usual. There might be a little bit of shorter video, not really sure, but appreciate you guys understanding. Hey everyone, I'm the guy with no name. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Let's get right into it. So Wonka serves as a sort of origin story to the main character of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, as the 1971 film was titled. I say sort of because the plot really doesn't tie directly into the book or films, as there are many story points that contradict them all. But anyway, Willy Wonka is an aspiring chocolatier who arrives in Europe with a dream to start his own chocolate shop. He has hardly any money to his name and is extremely trusting of everyone around him, making him easy prey for the likes of one Mrs. Scrubbit. Also, with the arrival of a new chocolate maker in town, the local chocolatiers, known as the Chocolate Cartel, feel threatened and want him gone by any means necessary. Wonka is directed by Paul King and stars Timothy Chalamet as Willy Wonka, Calla Lane as Noodle, a girl Wonka meets in a similar predicament and immediately befriends, Patterson Joseph as Slugworth, the leader of the Chocolate Cartel, Olivia Colman as Mrs. Scrubbit, Keegan-Michael Key as the Chief of Police, and Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa. To be honest, a movie like this is a bit hard to review because even 5 minutes in, I could tell it was exactly the movie that the people making it set out to make. So, in that regard, it's a perfect film. It's exactly what they intended it to be. Now, what is the movie that they made? Well, it's very whimsical, very unrealistic, but it's also very charming, very distinct and unique. It's got lots of lighthearted moments and some heartfelt moments too. It's a full-blown musical though, so I didn't expect that going into it. I'd seen the trailers and I saw there's some singing and dancing, but it was kind of not the focus, so I expected it to be, you know, have some musical numbers here and there, but no, it's full-blown. And yes, I know the 1971 Gene Wilder movie has songs in it and stuff like that, but to be honest, I kind of took most of the songs as actually happening in real life. Like, I took the Oompa Loompas as people who created songs and danced and talked about lessons learned and morals from what happened around them. And even Gene Wilder's, World of Pure Imagination song that he sings, I took that as he was singing that in real life. So there are other songs like Charlie's Mom singing where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a musical thing, but I would never describe it as a full-blown musical, whereas this one is. And with that, the acting, I guess, is great, but it's theatrical musical acting. It's not movie acting. I know that's on purpose, and I know they were, I'm sure, all directed to do that. So you can tell everybody's acting, but you're supposed to. So kind of hard to judge it on that as well. I guess my biggest criticism is they need to decide whether it's going to be a prequel or not. And maybe it should have been called something like Wonka the Musical, maybe, if they didn't want to tie it into the movie as much, the 1971 one, which they have specific references to throughout, but there's not a big attempt to connect it, either tonally or stylistically or plot-wise, there are some big differences between what happens in there to like, well, it doesn't really connect. So I guess I'm just wondering why they gave it that approach. Maybe they should have said Wonka the Musical. It's a musical take on, the early life of Willy Wonka. Overall, if I had to say, I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was an enjoyable time once I realized what kind of movie it was supposed to be, but I doubt I will ever see it again. If you're a fan of musicals, and whimsical ones at that, And if you enjoyed the Gene Wilder version and would love to see a loosely based prequel to it, then this is definitely for you. Let me know in the comments if you've seen Wonka, and if so, what you thought about it. Did you love it, or were you more like me where you felt, you know, mostly positive towards it, but it was kind of a mixed bag, or did you hate it? Let me know. I'd love to hear. I'm kind of curious, because I could see this movie going a lot of different ways with different people. If you haven't, check out my Godzilla -1 video, which, by the way, I'm super blessed and thankful for it blowing up as much as it has. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out, because you're missing out. That is the place to be right now. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully I'll feel better soon and get back to, you know, your regularly scheduled content. This is Guy with No Name signing off.